Alright, so this is a week to forget in sim racing. This is round one of our new season for the Wednesday night TRC league. I don't perform well, especially in race 1. Race 2 is not terrible, but race 1, it's a rough one. So race 2 will be a lot more entertaining. I'm going to put both race 1 and race 2 into this same video. Round 1's at Laguna Seca. This season we're using the 4 intercontinental track pack tracks, and then we are using the 4 of the base game packs as well. So here we go at the start. First lap, I'm gonna pretty much ruin my race right here on the first lap. Everybody else in the league, in our group, keeps everything really tidy and really clean on this first lap, and I'm pretty much the only person who makes any mistake, which is a little bit of a bummer. You can see we have a 20 car grid. Great showing from our group. So we start off the race here into the first lap. I think I'm starting 12th. There's always a glitch with the positions on the first lap. So yeah, here I am 12th. Qualifying didn't go great. I thought I had good pace before the weekend started, but then come to find out everybody else was super quick in the group. So kudos to everybody else for having really good pace. So first lap, everything trying to keep it nice, neat, tidy. One person does go off there, but nothing too serious. I don't think they collected anybody else. I go through the corkscrew, everything's clean. Got Ice in front of me, who I know is a pretty quick guy. Skunko behind me, my Team Lime teammate. So here's where I make my mistake. Don't know what I'm thinking. Just so super late on the brakes, which the BMW is already better than the McLaren on the brakes, and I collect Ice. I take out Iceman. So there's not really an excuse, just bad driving from me. I'm late on the brakes. I panic. I turn in, and when I turn the wheel to the left to avoid the accident, that probably makes me slide even further into him. It would have been better maybe to just stay straight. But I think just with how late I was on the brakes, there was nothing I was going to do but run into him. So you can see there on the replay, 150% my fault. So I do pause and wait and try my best to let Ice go ahead. And I give him the position back, which then puts me at 18th place. You can see right there, I spin out because I think I have some damage, and I start to come back on the track, and I almost collect. I don't know who that was, someone in the Porsche. Let me see, Porsche. Kalishnikov maybe, but I almost come back on track unsafely just because I couldn't see what I was doing, and I should have been watching the delta time on the left, but I almost ruined Kalish's race. So apologies there. I start to realize, man, I am really messing up. So instead of sticking with it, I just click return to garage. I take like a 2-minute penalty. I'm already in 18th place. Let's not do any more damage. So here we got 2 minutes left in the race, and I'm almost crashing by myself. You can see I almost lose it on the curb and save it. And now we're towards the end of the race, last lap, bringing it home. And again, this was a race to forget. I pretty much cut everything out of the race because there was nothing interesting. I'm just driving by myself, trying to get a little more practice in before race 2. This is our last lap. We'll watch an unedited version of the last lap of the race. Again, losing the rear end there. Gosh, that's frustrating. Spin out. Just like I said, a race to forget. I'm at this point just trying not to ruin anybody else's race. Just trying to stay out of people's way, because this was an embarrassing effort in race 1.
Oh man, can't control the car, but I need to bring it home to at least get some points.
On the last lap, or no, I guess I already have the checkered flag here. No, last lap. So I move out of the way, let Real Agent go through. Again, just trying not to screw people up, because my race was awful. So I had a lot of hopes. I still have a lot of hopes that I'm going to do well this season. But that is not how you want to start off a season, sitting there with an 18 out of 19 finish. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Not good. And across the line.
There'll be another break after quali.
So when we look at the standings here, the first place person, Hayes from Space, was so fast. And then Treacherous up there in second place. 2 really, really fast guys. So very impressed. Taxi as well, super fast.
Yeah, I got one.
Those guys were almost untouchable. Hayes from Space, what was funny about his race was he accidentally did a tire change that we didn't have to do. So he almost penalized himself, and he was still able to finish first. So amazing pace, amazing drive from Hayes. Second race starts here. A little more cloudy in this race. Interesting. Maybe affects the tire pressures a little bit. I did not get a good qualifying time in. I kept invalidating my laps. I was up about 2 seconds on my quali lap and invalidated it. I can't remember exactly how, but sadly, starting from the back, terrible race position. 16th, I think that's accurate here at this point. 16th. So the goal is not to ruin my race. I already had one race ruined. You can see the Bentley and the BMW in front, kind of nudging each other a little bit. So I saved the replay just to be able to look at that later. Then they nudge each other again here.
Man, that sucks, Mikey. Ooh.
And I see this happening in front of me, so I'm just trying to find my way through safely. Trying to steer clear of that. Xavier does a nice job there, giving me space on the outside, but I dive into the pits because I don't want to be stuck behind any traffic. Whenever I personally am in the back of the pack, I always dive into the pits as soon as I can. So we're coming out of the pits here, very far behind, but there's a mandatory pit, so we can make up that time later. So now I got clear track.
I was just in the back, staying in to get the points.
Tires are cold, so let's see if we can get these tires up to temp. Honestly, I'm taking a lot of curb here for having cold tires. Missed the apex there. And you know, it's easy to get really frustrated, especially when the first race doesn't go your way. So I'm just trying to have a good attitude, trying to get as many points as I can, just trying to have fun. You'll see that throughout this race. A lot of people in the group talking, joking, making it fun, which makes it easy to have a bad race and to still enjoy it. When some of the guys are just goofing off, having fun, talking to each other, chatting away. but this race 2 is going to have a lot more action, which you'll see here in just a moment. All right, so we're going to move forward in time here, and don't know what happened. I think a couple people started disconnecting from the race, so I think 3 or 4 people disconnected from this race, so we had to add them on the end of the points to give them some points for the championship, because it wasn't their fault that they disconnected. I think there was just a little bit of a server glitch. But you can see up ahead, we got Xavier up ahead and Real Agent in Arizona Racer. So those are some of the guys we're going to try to catch up to here. Looks like Arizona Racer has taken his pit, but Real and Xavier have not. So we're going to begin to follow these guys, see what kind of ground we can make up. And finally we get to have a little bit of fun, because the remainder of the race we're kind of in some traffic and having to test our skills. So Xavier goes off there. I am able to avoid him as he is in the dirt and able to make a clean pass. Then I got Real up in my sights ahead. And I don't know what it was about this track. I had never raced it in ACC, but I raced it in the original Assetto Corsa, Project Cars 2. I felt really confident at the track, and then showed up for the race and saw how fast everyone was during practice, and that immediately killed my confidence.
Whose game crashed out?
And then next week is Paul Ricard, which I have
dang,
not once ever driven, so that's going to be really interesting as well. So we'll see how next week goes. So here we are making up a little ground in that gorgeous Team Lime looking Nissan GTR from Real Agent.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And you can see here, because of a few people's disconnections, some people taking pit stops, we're up to 11th here, so I'm starting to realize, oh, we might get some decent haul of points. Top 20 people in our league get points, which in this case everyone is going to get some points, but obviously we want to get as many points as we can. So now Thomas coming out of the pits. Now we got a lot of really fun action going on. Thomas in the pits.
Yeah, we hadn't had this issue
previously, right in front of Real.
So we'll see if it. I'll do a couple practices
Unstoppable
before
in the
next
Honda
week to see
behind
if
us.
it's a recurring thing.
So I'm not going to edit too much here. I'm going to move forward a little bit in time. But after this, we're going to pretty much just have some unedited racing. So I think Real had capitalized on a mistake from Thomas. Skunkle comes out of the pits now. So we're going to have a 4-way battle. Skunkle, Team Lime, my boy. So we're going to have a really fun 4-way battle here for position. Which, after the disappointment of race 1, I'm really happy to have to enjoy these battles. Nothing like a good mid-pack battle here. Do the corkscrew. And as I watch some of the other guys and watch how much time I lose there, I really need to go back and analyze what I was doing wrong in that section of track. Through the corkscrew and right after the corkscrew, because that's where I feel like I was losing a good chunk of time. Go off track there. And Thomas makes a mistake, gets on the dirt. Let's see if we can seize that opportunity, but oh no, I
literally
take the sausage
did what
curve
you
there.
said.
What's funny and why I was laughing was
Hit the sausage right here. Yes, sir.
Thomas said on the
I'll do
microphone,
whatever
Thomas said
says.
hit the sausage curve, and right when he said it, I cut in too early and I hit the sausage curve. So it's almost like he commanded me to do it, and I did it. So big mistake there. Those sausage curbs can be deadly. Could have been a lot worse than it was. So now we need to refocus. Let's hope this group of 3 cars in front of us slow each other down. Let's see if we can get back into this, sitting in 9th place. 11 minutes left. Missed the apex there. Who's that diving into the pits? That's real agent diving into the pits. So we take a position there. We knew he had to take a pit anyways. So Skunkle in front and Thomas in front have already taken their pits. So these are gonna be a fun battle. Look at Thomas right on Skunkle's rear end and almost makes
now
a
hold
move
him
there.
up, Skunkle.
Good racing from the 2 of them.
Plan B. Plan B.
Oh, and Thomas's pressure takes Skunkle off. We avoid him. So really good pressure from Thomas there, forcing the mistake on my Team Lime teammate. And then in a minute here, I think it's going to be a couple minutes from now, we're going to have a little bit of Lime on Lime action. You can see I'm having a lot more fun in this race though than the last race. A lot more action. We're in 7th place, so a little more successful, especially starting from the back. That time through the corkscrew didn't look too bad, but still Thomas gaining on me through that section. I just don't think I had that section figured out. Missed the apex there. Get a better run out through that turn there from Thomas. Probably should have stayed in the slipstream. There we go, into the slipstream there. Got to brake early because we don't have as much downforce. Oh, and I missed the apex.
Oh, I did touch the curb.
There we go.
You weren't specific enough.
Just
to
avoid
sausage.
the dirt. Avoid that sausage. Thomas makes a little mistake coming out of there. He defends the inside. And Thomas is off, so Thomas makes a little mistake there, and he really gets spun around by the dirt. You got to feel bad for him there because that was a tiny little mistake that ended up costing him dearly. But we get a clean pass. Now we battle with Skunkle, and Skunkle hits me on the inside. We're gonna watch that back and see what happened.
You alright, Stu?
Who's at fault? Which Lime is at fault? Remember, this is my buddy. This is my unofficial teammate here, and we definitely bump, and he takes the worst of it. Honestly, didn't bother me too much because my car stays on track. So we're almost side by side again. He's faster through that section than me by a long shot, and I think I gave him enough space. After watching it back, maybe I didn't give him enough space, but I do think I gave him enough space. Could have maybe given him more, but I think he just doesn't stay tight enough to the inside. He misses the apex a little bit and bumps me wide. Stinks for him to lose that position. Now I'm up into 6th. That would be a heck of a finish. I know some of that's because of some people disconnecting, and then as ice put pressure on me from behind, I spin out. So I think that was I moved forward in time just a little bit there, but that's how I lose a couple positions. I lose 2 positions because of just a silly mistake through the corkscrew. I think I was late on the brakes. As I was on the brakes, the weight of the cars moved forward, no weight over the rear end, and then I'm trying to do that left-right corkscrew action, and just do a little twirl, spin around, lose 2 positions.
I'm really curious.
Not the end of the world.
This one.
Would have loved to have given ice a little more of a battle there for that spot, but it is what it is, right? So here we are, just a couple minutes left in the race, and I am chasing down Unstoppable. And I see we're about to be on the last lap here, 20-something seconds left. And I start pushing really, really hard here to see if I can catch him. I think I make a mistake, I'm not sure where. Or if I had already made the mistake, but I think from this point on we will just watch to the end. There we go, big mistake there. And that pretty much solidifies. Now we have 4 or 5 seconds ahead of us on the last lap. Not going to catch anybody on one lap, that's 4 seconds ahead. And Skunkle's 4 seconds behind me. So same thing could be said of him. He's not going to catch me unless I make a big mistake. So let's just watch our last lap of the race. Maybe talk through some of my mistakes, because my driving was not the best. I think that was pretty good through that section. Could have used a little more track on the outside. Light dab of the brakes, missed the apex there just a little bit, but I stay off the dirt, so that's good. Missed the apex there. Now it's starting to seem kind of obvious why my pace was off of everybody else's as I miss all these apexes. Get that apex though. Hey, that was not too bad. Miss another apex. Use all the runoff, so that's good. Climb up the hill.
Man, I didn't see a Salty on the...
You see Salty, that was off track over there. He didn't have any force feedback, and he was just staying with it to get his points, just driving in the dirt, trying not to mess anybody up. Big respect to him for sticking with it to get his points, but definitely stinks that his force feedback wasn't working. And that is the end of the lap. 126, not fast at all considering the fast guys in qualifying got all the way down into the 22s. So that's the end of my race weekend. One to forget, but at least we get a top 10 finish in the second race. First race, really, really poor, getting 18th. That puts me, if I remember, actually I'll look it up real quick. Yep, it puts me in 13th in the standings after the first race weekend. I'm hopeful to improve on that by a big margin next week at Paul Ricard, which I have not practiced for up to this point. Today is Sunday. Race is Wednesday. I have not practiced for Paul Ricard yet. I've never driven it in this sim or any other sims, so we'll see how it goes, but I am definitely excited to share that footage with you next week for Paul Ricard. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. Peace.